Today, I want to talk to you about red flags in relationships. In today's day and age, it can be complicated searching for love. You may not even know where to begin, but this guide will help you navigate through some heartaches and heartbreaks by not ignoring the signs you see. The rise of social media has made us more connected than ever to one another. However, in some strange ways, this has also led us to become more disconnected from one another on an intimate and personal level. A plethora of dating apps are constantly trying to vie for your attention and your hard-earned cash for those desperate enough to seek love and take their chances on just about any online dating website. It's a huge gamble, one that is not really skewed in the favor of men. I read some recent research articles where the percentage of men to women is like 80% men to 20% women. The odds are definitely not in your favor if you are a guy. As a matter of fact, if you're a guy, just stay away from dating apps. Being lonely is no fun, but being with the wrong person is even worse. Robin Williams said, "The worst thing in life is not being alone. The worst thing in life is being with someone who makes you feel alone." Coming from a narcissistic relationship myself, I know a thing or two about feeling alone. You may have given up on love. Stop praying, stop hoping, and believing that God would bring you that right person. God sent me here today to tell you it's not too late. God is going to bring that person into your life sooner than you expected in ways that you cannot foresee. You need to trust His divine planning and be patient. God doesn't do things on a typical timeline like we do, and His ways are not our ways. You might say, "Well, I've been single for a long time. I don't think I'm ever going to meet someone." If you've been single for a long time, take that as a sign that you are getting close to a divine relationship. Your soulmate is coming. I myself have not been lucky in love over the years. When I was first divorced, I started dating, but it did not go well. I still had a lot of baggage and things that I needed to heal on the inside of me before I could bring myself into that new relationship. It wasn't until, finally, I stopped trying to meet someone and focused on loving myself again. And I noticed a turnaround. 2 years after the healing process was complete, God has brought the most wonderful person in my life that I've ever met. I couldn't have even dreamed of someone as amazing as her. What God has for you will be greater than anything you could ever imagine. Take your time. Don't try and force things. Be patient when waiting on the Lord, because what He has for you will be greater than anything that you want for yourself. If God will do it for me, I am confident that He will do it for you too. You have to trust Him. Finding love is a beautiful journey, but navigating the complexities of relationships can be challenging. Sometimes, red flags pop up that signal potential problems. Just as we wouldn't ignore a blaring fire alarm, a loving God wouldn't want us to dismiss these warnings. In the whirlwind of emotions that come with finding love, it's easy to miss the warning signs. We all dream of a fairy tale romance, but sometimes reality throws up red flags that shouldn't be ignored. Just as a loving parent wouldn't want their child to walk into danger, God doesn't want us to settle for unhealthy relationships. This guide explores 10 crucial red flags to be aware of, drawing on both scripture and practical advice. By acknowledging these warning signs and seeking help when needed, we can build fulfilling relationships that honor God and bring us lasting joy. 1. Disrespectful communication. Healthy communication is the bedrock of any strong relationship. A red flag appears when your partner resorts to name-calling, put-downs, sarcasm, or yelling during disagreements. The Bible emphasizes respect, Ephesians 4:29, and instructs us to speak to each other with gentleness and respect, 1 Peter 3:15. Constant negativity or a lack of empathy in communication can be a sign of deeper issues. A lot of times in our relationship, we say things that we don't mean in the heat of the moment. However, this is a sign that we need to work on our self-control. The problem is that once those words come out, they cannot be put back in. the damage is done. They're like fiery darts that you are aiming at your significant other. If you cannot control your tongue, then this is a surefire sign that your relationship is not going to make it. Navigating it. Openly discuss the importance of respectful communication. If your partner isn't receptive, consider seeking professional guidance from a therapist or counselor specializing in Christian relationships. 2. Controlling behavior. A loving partner wants to support your growth, not control your every move. Red flags include excessive jealousy, isolation from friends and family, monitoring your phone or social media, dictating your clothing choices. This controlling behavior often stems from insecurity and can escalate into emotional abuse. A loving relationship is not a controlling relationship. If your partner is constantly trying to control you, this may be a sign that they have trust issues or low self-esteem. Regardless, this is also an alarming sign. On a side note, we should never give our partners a reason to feel insecure or put ourselves in a situation where they cannot trust us. Trust goes both ways. If they genuinely care about you and your feelings, they will want to hear what you have to say. Don't be afraid to share your feelings. It's essential in your relationship that you know each other's boundaries and do your best to try not to cross those boundaries. Biblical perspective. God desires freedom within boundaries. Galatians 5:1. A controlling partner undermines this freedom. Steps to take. 1. Address controlling behavior directly. 2. If your partner refuses to change, seek support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist. 3. Remember, you deserve a relationship built on trust and respect. 3. Unrealistic expectations. While having desires for a relationship is natural, unrealistic expectations can set you up for disappointment. A red flag might be constantly comparing your partner to an idealized image or expecting them to fulfill all your emotional needs. I really love Annie a lot. She's amazing. However, my happiness does not come from her. She only adds to the happiness that I already have inside of myself. A lot of times when we've been single for a long time, we feel very lonely. We feel like we have no value, and we tend to settle for less than God's best for us. Later on down the line, we realize that we made a huge mistake. Dating apps have also created unrealistic expectations for men and women. Because the numbers are so skewed on both sides, this can leave men feeling worthless with little value because of the lack of compatibility. But then, on the flip side, women become bombarded with too many options, and it makes it challenging to find the one that God has created for them. This can often create a situation where instead of going for God's best for you, you chase after what you think is best for you, God's design. We are all imperfect beings. Romans 3:23. Focus on appreciating your partner's strengths while offering support for their growth areas. Finding balance. Communicate your desires openly while understanding your partner's limitations. Remember, true love is about mutual respect and appreciation, not about finding someone who completes you. 4. Emotional and availability. Building intimacy requires emotional vulnerability. A red flag is a partner who is constantly distant, unwilling to share their feelings, or afraid of commitment. They may have past hurts or unresolved emotional issues that prevent them from fully opening up. It's true that we men are not the best at sharing our feelings all the time. This doesn't necessarily mean that your partner is emotionally unavailable. They just may not know how to share their feelings. By opening up to them and sharing your feelings, you can show them that it's okay for them to express themselves in an open, loving manner. On some rare occasions, this could also be a sign that this person is a narcissist. And in that case, you should be very careful moving forward, especially if they have a cold, distant demeanor a lot and a serious lack of empathy towards you and your feelings. What does the Bible say? Scripture encourages emotional connection. Proverbs 27:17. Moving forward. Encourage open communication and emotional vulnerability in a safe space. If your partner is resistant, suggest couples therapy to address any underlying issues. 5. Dishonesty and deception. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. A red flag arises with consistent lying, keeping secrets, or gaslighting, manipulating you into questioning your own perception. Trust is everything in a relationship. Without it, the relationship cannot survive. If your partner is constantly turning things around on you, always making it seem like you're the problem and manipulating you, they are constantly gaslighting you to get you to react negatively. This is also a surefire sign that your partner could be a narcissist. God's character. God is the ultimate source of truth. John 14:6. Taking action. Address any dishonesty directly. If your partner is unwilling to change or the lying is severe, consider seeking professional help or ending the relationship. 6. Unhealthy dependence. While healthy relationships involve interdependence, codependence creates an unhealthy dynamic. A red flag might be when your partner relies on you for everything, has no sense of individual identity, or gets unreasonably jealous when you spend time with others. It's good to rely on your partner to a certain extent. If you constantly rely on your partner, or they depend on you for everything, especially things like their happiness, this could be a sign that you are in a codependent relationship. True happiness comes from within, not from another person. If you're in a codependent relationship, chances are it's probably not going to last. True love, according to the Bible, love allows space for individual growth. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7. Finding balance. Maintain your own interests and hobbies while nurturing the relationship. Encourage your partner to do the same. 7. Physical or emotional abuse. Abuse is never God's will. Red flags include physical violence, threats, intimidation, verbal abuse, or emotional manipulation. Any type of abuse in a relationship is never God's will. A lot of times, we stay with our partners after they have emotionally or physically abused us. They apologize and say that they will never do it again. But chances are, if they've done it once, they'll do it twice, especially if you do not put an end to it. Let them know that they have crossed the boundary. If they will continue to cross that boundary, that's a dangerous territory for your relationship to be in. What the Bible teaches. God calls us to love one another. 1 John 4:8. Abuse is the antithesis of love. Getting help. There is no shame in seeking help. Contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline or a trusted friend or family member. Your safety and well-being are paramount. 8. Unresolved past issues. Everyone has a past, but unresolved emotional baggage can negatively impact a relationship. A red flag might be a partner who constantly brings up past hurts, blames others for their problems, or hasn't dealt with past trauma in a healthy way. It is paramount that after we have gotten out of one relationship, we take the time to heal and do self-reflection. This will give us time to look back and reflect on our previous relationship to ensure that we don't repeat the same mistakes and bring all that baggage with us into our next relationship. Healing power of God through faith and seeking. 9. Addiction or unhealthy habits. Addiction to drugs, alcohol, pornography, or gambling can significantly impact a relationship. A red flag might be a partner who prioritizes their addiction over the relationship, denies they have a problem, or refuses to seek help. Addictions can come in many different forms. That said, you'll probably not like what I'm about to say. But the truth is, if you have the Amazon guy at your door every other day dropping off a package, you have a problem. Addictions can be major red flags in a relationship. We need to express concern to our partner when we start to see addictive type behavior, not to condemn them, but to help them in a loving, kind and caring way that shows them that we care and that we are here for them. God's desire for us. God desires us to live healthy and fulfilling lives. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. Offering support. Encourage your partner to seek professional help for their addiction. However, you cannot force them to change. Set healthy boundaries to protect yourself and prioritize your well-being. 10. Incompatibility in core values. While compromise is necessary, core values like faith, finances, and desired lifestyle should be deal breakers. A red flag might be a significant difference in religious beliefs, financial goals, or the desire for children. Your partner has very different ideas about your faith or your finances, for the type of relationship lifestyle that you want to have. This can have a significant impact on your relationship moving forward. Your core values in your relationship are the foundation of the bond between you and your partner. Suppose you do not share a lot of the same core values. This may indicate a low compatibility between you and your partner. Biblical guidance. Being unequally yoked can create challenges. 2 Corinthians 6:14. While this verse doesn't necessarily refer to romantic relationships, it highlights the importance of shared values for a strong bond. Making wise choices. Openly discuss your core values with your partner and assess compatibility. Don't ignore significant differences in hopes they'll change their mind later on. Remember, I want to end by saying that I wish you the very best in your search for love. I know trying to find love can be challenging, especially in this day and age, where it feels like everyone walks around with a mask on, like we're all in a masquerade. We all hide behind our social media channels, pretending that we are someone that we are not. It's hard to get to know the actual person behind the mask. That is why it's more important now than ever to continue diligently praying and asking God for guidance and wisdom on your journey toward love. These red flags are a guide, not a rigid set of rules. Every relationship is unique. Trust your gut instinct and pray for wisdom in navigating your relationship journey. Remember, navigating relationships is a journey, not a destination. There will be bumps along the road, but with open communication, a foundation of trust, and a willingness to grow together, you can build a thriving relationship. Trust your intuition, seek guidance from God through prayer, and never settle for anything less than love that reflects His character, a love that is patient, kind, and endures through thick and thin. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7. May your love story be a testament to His unfailing love and a source of joy for your entire life. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach others around the world. May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for watching,